Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking bourbon.
Rye.
What? You know, Ben, this channel, much like the mash bill of a bourbon, requires 51% of our videos to be at least bourbon content.
Oh, we're there for sure. But we've got a couple recently that veered away from that. But we do have something that I'm kind of excited about.
Okay.
I found this on the shelf the other day. This is, bam, Knob Creek Twice Barreled Rye. So what's interesting about this is that it's kind of weird to do a video about it, I guess, because this is a limited edition from 2019. Huh. And I just happened to find this in a store. They had 4 of them sitting there.
Well, I mean, there's other stores. I mean, this could happen to somebody else somewhere else.
It could. I've never seen these anywhere, just the one place. So if this is really good, I'll go back there and buy more. So this is, being 2019, Jim Beam has kind of upped their wax game with their Knob Creek products.
True story.
But this is the old brittle wax. So while we take this off of here, we're gonna do a little close-up shot and see if this is as bad as the last one was.
Just in case the video makes the highlight reel.
Yeah, let's do it.
The uncorking.
Okay. Did some of it land behind the camera?
Yeah.
So look at this. And it's not like I pulled that like I'm starting a lawnmower or anything. Okay, so that was a disaster, which I was expecting and borderline hoping for.
It worked well.
So now we've got all this wax all over the bar. We'll get that out of the way for now. And we'll uncork this bad boy.
Up.
Kind of a weak. It's a 2019 cork pop. Yeah. This is pre-coronavirus.
Oh, you know, it
air
is.
And
You're
juice
right.
in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Back when the world was safe.
Yeah. So this is a double barrel rye, 100 proof. So
do they put a barrel inside of another barrel? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's like a Russian nesting doll.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine, you know, how many levels can it go?
So it's kind of just like a standard double barrel, you know, new charred oak, age it, and then dump it into another new charred oak barrel for just a little extra.
I was perfectly comfortable in the first barrel, and then you put me in the second barrel. I mean, honestly.
You got to get that secondary new char. Okay, what's
new char? That new char smell.
Yes.
I got nothing the first sniff.
I didn't either.
Sniv, as you refer to it.
Well, it's only snivs if it's multiple.
Ah, well, I've only had one sniv.
Sniff. You've only had one sniff. I've had multiple snivs.
Ah.
Now I'm getting a little more now that it's
a little vanilla, creamy kind of caramel, but it's subtle. As in,
yeah.
What's something subtle? I don't have a good simile.
I don't know. This is reminding me of like baking, like if you're baking cookies or something, like maybe some vanilla extract, and it's got a little bit of the brown sugary vibe to it.
I'm getting,
but then there's some spices too.
It is very, very light. I'm not getting a ton yet.
And then that rye is there, but it's not aggressive.
Well, I'm gonna taste it because I get nothing. Do it. I got an idea. Let's put nothing on the nose and everything on the flavor.
A lot of flavor.
A lot of good flavors. Great. I mean, the most prominent thing is like cane sugar. It's sweet, which is surprising.
There is kind of a tannic bitter note to it, though.
Yep. There's barrel.
Yeah.
Noticeable barrel char, wood tannins, what you expect.
Yep.
Did they do an age statement on this? I didn't look.
Mm-mm.
Still nothing on the nose.
I'm having a hard time pinning this one down. It doesn't. It almost drinks more like a high rye bourbon.
That's what I was,
than an actual rye.
About to say that is there's nothing about this that tells me it's a rye.
Well, I think it's a.
It's probably a 51-49.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's got some of the rye notes that you get from a high rye bourbon, like the allspice, clove.
Yep.
But
the most, like for me, it's the vanilla and sweetness. Like this is really good. I like it a lot.
I do too. It's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely geez. There's definitely a really like candy sweetness that goes along with it.
But it does have a dry finish.
Mm-hmm. That's just kind of making me cough a little bit. And I kind of do that anyway with bourbon and like red wine, stuff like that. It usually makes me cough a little bit.
Yeah.
When they're dry.
Like this one's interesting because it's very similar to a bourbon in so many ways, but there's still things about that are unique, and it's hard to describe.
I really like it. Yeah, I'm having a very hard time describing this.
I would agree.
There's maybe even some red fruit behind it as well, probably coming from that secondary barreling.
I feel like that the barrel spice and the dryness is almost turned into like a tart, almost like a sweet tart on the finish.
Yeah. There's something very, very sweet.
Yeah.
On the end of it. This was $47.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I really like it. I wonder why they didn't just make this a thing.
I have a different bottle the bottle is quite similar, that quarter cask. Mm-hmm. So they must do like special things every once in a while. They just try stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the rye influence on this brings a unique flavor that is different than other ryes or high rye bourbons I've had.
Don't get like the grassy
note not at all
that I get in a lot of ryes. And this still drinks pretty mature. So I'm guessing it's closer to the 8-9 year, like typical Knob Creek.
I think for the ryes they do like on the store picks, they're closer to 6 actually.
Drinks mature, like it's not youthful.
Well, you get that extra barreling, so that's gonna put that into hyper mode, I guess. Yeah, I'm impressed with this actually. I might have to go buy another bottle of that.
I like it a lot.
So
that's really good.
Yeah, all right. Well, if you can find one of these, I would say that's a recommend for sure. Like I said, it's a limited release from 2019, so
maybe it's
probably not easy to find, so maybe kind of weird to do a video on it, but hey, if you do get a chance.
But, if you're watching this in the future, hello, time traveler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you have a time machine.
Well, or maybe they do a release of this again in the future.
True, yeah.
Pick it up.
Really interesting, kind of hard to describe, but just a ton of sweetness, light rye influence, good barrel influence. Probably the best way that I can sum it up.
Totally agree.
All right. Well, this has been Knob Creek Twice Barreled Rye on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Thanks for watching. Cheers.